So good evening, everyone. I am Xinyi from Kunshan University, and today I'm going to present my final product for the course Econ 204 Intermediate Macroeconomics. By taking this course, I learned and achieved many things. Thanks to our amazing Professor Sunshine Lu Yao, I finished this virtual book that I'm going to present called Macroeconomics, History, Present, and Future. I learned traditional economic knowledge and applied new programming language Python to verify the conclusions. Besides, I have also taken a virtual field trip to meet and interview CEO Robert about his stablecoin business Liquidity, and also feel very honored to listen to Professor Yulin Liu's lecture on conventional, unconventional, and decentralized monetary policies. So this course is actually very precious for me because I have accomplished a lot of things and reserved myself a spot on Professor Sunshine Lu's course website. I believe that all the things will be super helpful for me, both academically and professionally. If you like this video, you can subscribe my YouTube channel and stay in touch with me. And I am also very open to questions. So if you have one, please leave it in the comments. So let's start. First is the preface of the book. Here is my personal information. I am Xinyi Shi, and I major in political economy with tracks in economics at Kunshan University. And I am currently a student researcher at DKU Environmental Research Center and also an intern at a finance company. And at the bottom left is my LinkedIn account, which you can find me. Then I'm going to give you an overview of today's presentation. This is a logic diagram created by Lucy Chart. So this course has a 7-week structure. During the first 5 weeks, we learned some basic knowledge in macroeconomics. The first week is macroeconomic briefings. Second week, economic growth. Third week, economic fluctuation. And fourth week, monetary market, inflation, interest rates. And the fifth week, we learned about business cycles. However, in the 6th week, we were going to the real world. So we took a virtual field trip to Liquidity and interviewed CEO Robert. And then in the 7th week, we had a guest lecture about monetary policies. So this is a very well-organized course. And now let me share with you the 4 problem sets that I did, in which I learned many hard knowledge of macroeconomics. And the first problem set is called macroeconomic briefings. I learned about the definition of macroeconomics, some examples of macro data, and some example of a macro model, and also the reason why we should study economics as economists, and also what are some current problems in the field that we as future researchers can help to solve. And then we're going to the second problem set. In this week, we started to simulate economic indicators in Python to verify our principles learned in class. So let me show you an example here. In this part, I simulate the convergence of short-term economic growth. So we actually had 2 initial variables, K0 and L0, which means initial capita and also initial labor force at the beginning. And then we changed the K0 from 100 to 200, and we can see that the equilibrium price, the steady state the steady state GDP per capita does not change. So we can say that the initial variables will not change the steady state. And then we also use Python simulation for saving rate, depreciation rate, and population growth rate, and verify how these indicators will change the steady state capital per worker. And then we're going to the third problem set, in which we learned about the rational exploitation theory. So actually in this, the rational exploitation theory states that the supply of money is determined by the government and the demand of money is on the household. So it is saying that money is neutral and the outcome can be predicted by our rules. So we also use graphs to simulate the actual result. And it is basically about the relationship between monetary supply, monetary demand, and the cyclical pattern of monetary demand and supply from real GDP. And also we simulate inflation and interest rates. So as for the fourth problem set, it is a more practical one in which we went to the virtual field trip and have some basic information about the company Liquidity. So Liquidity is a stable coin company and the CEO is Robert, and Liquidity offers interest-free borrowing at a low collateral ratio. So the business model of Liquidity is very important, so I will explain this briefly. The company charges issuance fees and redemption fees for profits, and it also issues LUSD tokens so that it makes interest rates for investors and stakeholders. This is the fifth problem set, and not actually a real problem set, but we have some future perspectives of decentralized monetary policy. So this is very related to our guest lecture in the 7th week. So first, here is a Lucy chart, a logic program, a logic graph of the dynamics of monetary policy. This graph is a little bit hard to see, and I will break into parts in the next few slides. And I just wanted to see, like you can see from here, this part, the left part, the blue rectangles are conventional monetary policy, unconventional monetary policy, and decentralized monetary policy. So I include the problem that caused this change in policies and also how each policy satisfies some need of people. And then for the red part is the problem of the current decentralized monetary policy and my own research proposal on how to solve it. And yeah, so I'll briefly go through this. The first problem is economic recession, high unemployment. So we have conventional monetary policy where government use open market operations and just interest rates. So actually it satisfies the need for boosting the economy and raising employment because people now consume more and the company will hire more labor. However, during the global financial crisis, the interest rate was adjusted to its low limit of nearly zero. And also we have a liquidity trap. So the output and employment cannot be boosted. So we motivate another change called unconventional monetary policy. In this change, government purchases bonds to increase money supply, and they also use other methods like quantitative easing and negative interest rates. And this method actually satisfies new needs. It tackled the financial crisis, and by increasing money supply, people think that they have more money, so they will tend to work more and consume more. And so the supply, the demand the demand rose and the supply also rose. The economy is stimulated again. However, this also causes new problems. for example, inflation, wealth inequality, and the central bank loses independence. And then we have a decentralized monetary policy. It includes decentralized finance and some of the newest cutting-edge technologies. So all of those technologies improve security, immutability, speed, automation, and transparency for transactions. So it satisfies new needs. For example, people's need for a more efficient system, and also it is open source code, and it is decentralized, which means that no central authority is in control of this, so it protects people's privacy. And now we are thinking of new problems of this decentralized monetary policy. So I think there are basically three parts. The first is security problem, which means the codes may be hacked. And the second is isolation from traditional monetary system, which means there is like no very strong connection between the central bank and our decentralized monetary policy. And the third one is user friendliness. So it is difficult, kind of difficult for users to adopt to this new policy. And then I will share with you my own unique proposal and in the next few slides. So the problem I want to solve is the user adoption problem. And my proposal calls on companies to offer individual-based consulting services for investors. And I will promote a behavioral finance assessment along with the merits of decentralized monetary products, so the people were more likely to accept it. The main methodology I'm using is through recruitment of experts, or maybe I can learn some hard knowledge myself, so I can also become an expert. So I will need people from professional cryptocurrency field and also marketing experts and UI designers. So they will collaborate and make the platform more user-friendly. And my proposal will satisfy needs, and this is kind of easy to understand, so I won't use too much time. And I want to stress the social values here because my proposal eases inflation problem and also makes technology more accessible to the public, which is like it has great prospects. But there are also some limitations. And the first one is that the data we need is considerable. And also my proposal did not solve the other two parts of the decentralization. The first is security problem, and the second is the isolation problem. So there are many opportunities in future research. Here's a reference page. And last but not least, I will share with you the epilogue. I learned a lot of useful skills in this course, including hard skills and soft skills. And yeah, so basically for hard skills, it is they are easy to understand. There are Python programming, logic diagram by Lucy Charts and Microsoft presentation slides. For soft skills, I think it is especially important for me in my future career. We had a lot of teamwork in this course, and also by creating and finishing this whole virtual book, and these cultivated my leadership skills and creativity. So I may use a takeaway page to kind of conclude my presentation here. The first thing on the top is the basic principle that I learned in macroeconomics. In the first class, Professor Sunshine Luyao said, when you go to a lecture by macroeconomists, you can ask them what are your exogenous variables and what are endogenous variables. So one of the most important concepts in macroeconomics is assumption. And then by finishing those quizzes and problem sets, I learned a lot of useful knowledge. And by learning them, I can also improve my IQ and become, a better person, more hardworking. And then I interact a lot with my classmates, and they helped me a lot. And another thing is that I went to my first virtual field trip, because it is also the first virtual field trip at DKU. And I interviewed a CEO of a rising company, and I think that is a very precious opportunity for me in the future. And last but not least, the hard skills are also important, like Python programming and Lucy charts, which I have also mentioned before. So this is basically my presentation, and I hope you like it. And if you have any problems, feel free to contact me, and see you.